Hello everybody, welcome. This is a verbling writing class and today we're going to be writing about our dreams and nightmares, either real or metaphorical or imaginary, whatever you like. So that the theme of our class is either those things that you have when you go to sleep or the things that you wished for or have had experience in your life that are either wonderful or horrifically bad. So it's going to be a really fun class today. Just have a bit of fun and practice your writing at the same time. My name's Amy, and come along in. We've got plenty of space in this class, and it's nice when we don't have too many students because we get to have a bit more time to write. So, but do come along in. We have some spaces. So before we get started and say hi to who we've got today, I'll just remind you about the two most important pages that will help you with your experience on verbling. So the first one is my Facebook page. That's, well, I think pretty much everyone should know what a Facebook page is these days, but it's a good place to go if you want to just see what's going on, get in touch, comment, connect with other students, just write me a message. And the other one, which is slightly more probably informative about stuff that you need to know, is my verbling teacher page, and you can see my calendar. You can see the classes that are coming up. You can write me a message too, and it's a great place to go and just check out. So have a look at those two pages if you have time and if you want to. So, as I said before, this is a writing class. We're going to be just taking most of the class to write about dreams and nightmares. So let's say hi and see who we've got in our writing class today who's gonna write some masterpieces for us. So we'll say first of all hello to Somboy. Hey Somboy.
Hi, Amy. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again. How are you doing? How's chemistry?
It's very good.
Yeah? That's great.
Because I didn't work hard.
That's not what you're supposed to say, Somboy. You're supposed to say, it's very good because I am working hard. All right, well, I'm glad at least you feel good about it, whatever the case. And I'm glad you're here because I always like reading your writing. Welcome to the class. Let's say hi again to Raphael. How are you doing now? You ready for some writing?
Hi, I think I am.
All right, good. Raphael, you always come up with something different, which I love. So I'm also glad that you're here. All right, Julio, hello.
Hello, teacher. Hello, everybody.
How are you
How's it
today?
going?
Good.
I'm doing fine, teacher. This is
Yeah?
looking forward for writing a little bit about some crazy dreams that I've been having.
I think it's going to be a fun one today. Dreams are just so weird, aren't they? They seem so normal when you're having them, and then when you wake up, you think, why did I not react more? So it's going to be fun. But if you don't want to share your dreams or your nightmares with the rest of the world, then feel free to tell us about something. The other way we use the word dream, something that you wish to do in your life, perhaps. Or a nightmare, which is like a bad experience, like a bad holiday or a bad meal, anything you like. Just use that topic to spark your creativity. So welcome to Julio. And Johnny, haven't seen you for ages. How are you doing?
Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you doing? I'm pretty good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, me too. Great. And are you getting ready to do some writing, Johnny? Are you feeling creative?
Oh, yes. I got
Okay.
some inspiration today, so I feel like I will write something about, about. Actually, I had a nightmare yesterday, so I thinking about writing about that.
Okay. Well, don't make it too scary because I'm quite like
No,
timid. Actually, I'm a total wuss. I can't watch or read anything scary. So don't make it a Stephen King novel, okay?
no worries.
Promise? No, I'm only kidding. All right, Johnny, welcome.
Thank you.
And say hi to Heidi. Hi.
Hello.
You've changed your picture, Heidi.
Yeah.
It's very nice. All right, and you feeling creative today?
Not so much.
Okay, well, you can get inspired. I've got a file which I've shared with you guys on Google Drive. So if you would like to go ahead and try and access that, I'm going to give you permission now. Just give me a second. If you don't know what to do, I think you all do know what to do though. Just let me know if you get stuck. And it's the usual, guys. So have a look at the two pictures I've got there to get you started. All you need to do is to type your name in the document, and if you find it annoying, because sometimes it does, the screen kind of goes a bit weird when you're typing. If you want to type it somewhere else on your computer and then paste it at the end, that's also fine. So we haven't got anything much to look at today, just these two pictures that I found, which kind of made me think about dreams and nightmares. The instructions are as follows. I'll give you as long as possible to write. So we'll need about 20.
I mean,
Yeah.
am I the only one who are not seeing the document though?
Possibly, Johnny. Is anyone are we having problems, guys, seeing the document, or are we okay?
Me
Johnny,
neither.
if you tried going to the Google Drive, do you know how to do it?
Yes, I just clicked on it, but I only see a white page, but nothing else.
I can't see the document, teacher.
Okay, hold on
No.
a second. So two of you are having problems. Let me see if I can give you. What I'll do is I'll just do a screen share so that you can at least see what I'm talking about, and then I'll give you the link, guys. Okay?
All right.
Okay.
Which you hopefully should make it easier. So that's what we're looking at here. Those two pictures. So I'll just give everyone instructions and I'll get you guys the link. Just a second. So what I would like you to do, guys, is to just go ahead, write whatever you like on this theme, and then in probably about 25 minutes, I'll try and give you as long as possible. We'll come back and read and correct each other's writing and talk about it a little bit. So if you want to get started and you have access to the document, off you go. And boys, just hold on and I'm going to give you a link. And share. All right. So I'm going to give you the link in the Google chat box, guys. There you go. Hopefully that will work for you. Let me know.
Yeah, it's working.
Cool. Alright, so if everyone can mute their microphones, it just makes it easier for everybody to concentrate. If you do have a question, I'll be right here, so let me know, and I'll see you in about 20-25 minutes.
Yes, the pictures that we have is just to help us out with
Yeah,
inspiration
yeah.
or something,
Exactly.
or we can just write whatever you want.
You can
So-
write whatever you want, Johnny.
Okay, there you go. Uh-oh, I can't type it in the in the document. I don't know why. Emin, you there?
Yes, sorry, Johnny, I forgot to unmute myself, as I always tell the students to do.
Okay.
What I suggest you do is, don't worry, just type somewhere else in your computer, copy and paste it into the chat box at the end, and I'll paste it into the document for you, okay?
Okay.
I have the same problem, teacher.
Really? I did
Right.
choose.
Yeah.
Alright, can you do the same, Julio? Because otherwise we just waste too much time. So just
Okay.
type somewhere else, and at the end I'll copy and paste it for you so that you can see what I'm doing with corrections, alright?
Teacher?
Yes.
Yes, I just have a grammar question actually, but I'm not so sure if I needed to start my sentence because I want to talk about nightmare actually. But
Hmm.
can I start a sentence like I was dreaming, ta-na-na-na-na-na, something like that? Does
Absolutely.
it make sense?
Yep.
Yeah?
Perfect.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
All right, guys, 15 minutes-ish to go, just to let you know.
And Emmy,
Yes.
what is it called that the area in the cemetery that people stay there and we can see kind of a message, and I,
Ah,
I just forgot the name.
the
That's
hole in the ground is called the
yeah.
grave, and the message, the stone on which the message is called a headstone.
Okay, there we go. Thank you very much.
just under 10 minutes left, guys. All right, guys, 5 more minutes. So think about finishing off, okay? And checking. All right, guys, just 2 more minutes. So if you can just try to finish off what you're writing, check it thoroughly, and Julio and Johnny, then please just copy and paste your writing into either of the chat boxes for me so that I can put it on the screen. So just if you guys could finish off, we've got some good reading to do, I think, now. Okay, right, so if you guys can finish off, somboy, I think you're ready, aren't you? Nearly? I'm going to start off with you, so quickly finish your last sentence and let me know when you're ready. Right, someboy's still typing. Heidi, are you ready to, are you finished?
Yeah, just finished.
Excellent. Perfect. In that case, we'll start with you, Heidi, if you don't mind. I think because we've got quite a lot of writing, what we'll do is I will read out what you've written and correct it, and then we'll talk about it together, if that's all right. So here we go. It starts from here. Does it studying Italian? Great. Okay, so studying Italian in Italy was my long dream. And I finally went to Italy 7 years ago. I found a small school that was located in a small town close to Rome. At first I arrived at Milan airport and took a train to Milan Central Station. Then I needed to buy a ticket for the station near the school. I was in a wide room of ticket centre, sitting with a ticket vending machine. We can use 4 languages: Italian, French, German and English. That time I couldn't speak English. I only spoke Japanese and Italian, but it was still beginner level. So buying a ticket from the vending machine was so difficult, but somehow I could do it. Then I was about to go to the platform when I looked at my luggages. My handbag had disappeared. I put my suitcase just my side and my handbag on it, but I couldn't find my handbag anywhere. Oh no, Heidi! Since I intended to study Italian in the train, I put a dictionary, some textbooks, notebook and pens. From the next day I went to the school, but I didn't have Japanese English dictionary and notebook. It was too hard to study Italian without a dictionary for a beginner student. I can imagine. It was in my nightmare for the first several days, but I got some friend and my Italian got better, and finally I enjoyed staying there. Is this true, Heidi?
Yeah.
Oh, you poor thing. But great writing. Well done. Okay, let's see what we can do. A couple of corrections to make. So studying Italian in Italy was my long time or my long term, you can say. You need something there, okay? Or you could say it had been a dream for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, I went to Italy 7 years ago. I found a small school that was located in a small town close to Rome. It sounds amazing, Heidi. At first, I arrived in Milan airport. Oh, airport. Sorry, I didn't read that properly. Arrived at Milan airport. If it was Milan the city, then it would be in. And took a train to Milan Central Station. Then I needed to buy a ticket for the station near the school. Great. I was in a wide room of ticket centre. I was in I would say here, large idea, because wide is just to do with the one dimension.
Large.
Yeah, large is better. Large room of the ticket centre. Probably in is better here as well. I was in the large room in the ticket centre, fighting with the ticket vending machine. We need to have it in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're telling the story. Sorry, I think you probably just forgot about that. We could use 4 languages: Italian, French, German, don't forget the space, and English. At that time, or a bit better even, is probably something like back then. Back then. I couldn't speak English because you can now. I spoke only Japanese and Italian. That's fine. Sometimes it's just a little bit more natural sounding to say only before the verb. So I only spoke Japanese and Italian, but it was still beginner level. So buying a ticket from the vending machine was so difficult, but somehow I managed to do it. Yeah, this is when you achieve something difficult, right? Instead of using the past tense of to be able, it's better to use the phrase managed to. Then I was about to go to the platform and I looked at my luggage. Luggage is just always in the singular for some reason, Heidi.
Yeah.
My handbag had disappeared. Oh no! I put my suitcase just by my side.
By my side.
And my handbag on it, but I couldn't find my handbag anywhere. Don't forget capital letter. Whoops. Since I intended to study Italian, this inn is a place where you stay, so you need this one. In the train, I put a dictionary, some textbook, a notebook, and pens in it. You just need to say where you put it, right? So when you use the word put in English, you always need to tell me where the destination is. Where are you putting it? In the bag, on the table, whatever. From the next day, I went to the school, but I didn't have a or my, if you want, because you did buy one, didn't you? And got stolen. My Japanese, and then put a hyphen in here. That's what we usually do when we're talking about dictionaries. And notebook. It was too hard to study Italian without a dictionary for a beginner student. I can imagine. It was in my nightmare for the first several days. It was a nightmare, I would say. That's quite a common thing to say in English. It was a nightmare for the first several days, but I got some friends. I made some friends, I think you mean. Right? You met some people and they became your friends. I made some friends and my Italian got better. Then start a new sentence. Then finally I enjoyed staying there. Great writing, Heidi, really good. The only thing, the corrections are mostly to do with little prepositions. So that's just something you need to watch out for. But your verb tenses are really great. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And I'm sorry that happened to you. I think probably we've all had a similar experience at some point. Sometimes I dream this kind of stuff, that I'm unprepared for something. I turn up and I haven't got the right stuff and it totally stresses me out. All right. Thanks, Heidi. Well done.
Yeah.
We'll go up to somboy. Somboy, I'm going to read yours out and then correct it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Can you tell us, is this a dream that you've actually had?
Yes.
Okay. So if anyone's a dream interpreter or wants to have a guess at this afterwards, we can try. When I was very young, I dreamed. Because you're talking about something that happened in the past, right? You could say, if it happened more than once, somboy, I used to dream.
Okay.
I used to dream. So if it's 3 days in a row, that would be better, okay? I used to dream about the same thing for 3 days in a row. Ooh, that's strange. What I saw in my dream was just black and white. In a rural area, there was a graveyard. Uh-oh, is it scary? The weather there was unpleasant. In my dream, I felt afraid of something unseen. The more steps I took, the darker it was.
I'm squeezing my teddy bear now, teacher.
Your what?
I'm squeezing my teddy bear. Right
You're
now.
squeezing your teddy bear. I don't have a teddy bear. Can you pass me yours over, Julio? I need one as well. All right, the more steps I took, the darker it was surrounding me. Suddenly I saw many shadows of something moving Directly towards me, somboy. Towards, because you're talking about the direction.
Yeah.
It made me afraid. I'm not surprised, because those were supposed to be ghosts. Ah! Those were. But in this case, probably better to say they were.
Okay.
They were supposed to be ghosts, and it wasn't good spirits if they were trying to haunt me. And they weren't. They weren't, because we're in the plural, yeah? Because you're talking about more than one, I think.
Yeah.
So they weren't good spirits if they were trying to haunt me. Oh, I prayed and prayed and prayed, but they didn't go away. Go is not wrong, but it's nice to have that away at the end. When the ghosts reached my body, don't forget we don't need a capital there, suddenly I woke up with the sweat soaking my whole face. I would too. Next morning, I still remember that dream. I still remembered, yeah, because we were still in the past. And I wasn't that type of person who was ever scared, who has ever been scared of. You're always scared of something in English, okay?
Okay.
Scared of things like ghosts. Nonetheless, my last dream revealed that I have the feeling of fear left. Nonetheless, my last dream probably had revealed, because we're going back now, aren't we? Further into the past. You're in the past thinking about what has already happened, so we need to go back one step further. Nonetheless, my last dream had revealed that I had the feeling of fear left. Oof. At night of that day, that night, somboy, that night.
Oh,
That night. That night, I forgot about the dream and slept. However, it happened again. Oh no! The same dream. This is horrible. I walked through the same graveyard. I saw the very same tombstone. The mass of ghosts. Oh, probably not the mass. The group, maybe? The group of ghosts?
Yeah, maybe.
Rushed upon me. I was scared. I would be terrified. I prayed, but it didn't work. Oh my goodness. Somboy. The shadows came nearer and nearer, and I woke up. Such a bad dream. I think I had to do something. I think what you mean is just
Maybe I thought.
okay. So I thought I had to do something, right? Because you're still in the past, somboy, and you're thinking about what you should do, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
On the third day, I made a plan. I had to control it. There was no room for the feeling of scare. There was no room for the feeling of fear.
Okay.
Or you can say being scared or being afraid.
Mm-hmm.
If I dreamt the same dream this night, tonight, if I dreamt the same dream, but because we're in the past, we really need to say that. I would show the ghost a holy cross. I must overcome them. You're determined. The third night I slept with tiredness from schoolwork. That night it came into the darkness. Ghosts were moving directly towards me. On my hand I had a cross. I showed them a white cross, and suddenly it flew away. I woke up and have never dreamt probably it again ever since.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true, somboy?
Yeah, of course.
Wow, that's amazing. So you actually overcame your dream and everything. What a cool story. And it wasn't too scary. I coped okay. I could have done with Julio's teddy bear, but... okay, so great writing, really great vocabulary. You always have such great descriptions. Just be careful of your verb tenses, okay? So what you need to just think when you're writing is, if you're telling a story in the past and then you want to describe something that happened before, you need to go back one step and use the had, blah, 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 okay? That's the only thing I want to point out. So a couple of examples in there. But overall, brilliant. Well done.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, now who else have I got? Anybody on here that I can scroll to? Nope, let's see if we can find
Mine is in the Google chat.
Julio's. Yep, I'm going to get it now, Julio. Wow. Okay, let's just copy and paste it down here. Whoop, sorry, Raphael, just shoved you down there a bit. All right, Julio, off we go. I'm going to read this out. Premonitions and dreams. I might just make it a little bit bigger because it's a bit small for people to see. Make it 12. All right. I've read about people that can dream things that happen in the future, but I've always thought this was some sort of influenced thinking or just a mere coincidence. Then I started to recapitulate some dreams that I've had in the past and linking them with current events and situations, and I was really amazed by a couple of dreams I had. Ooh. The first one that called my attention was a dream I had about a friend I made in the basketball court. His name was Francisco, but everyone knew him as Skull. This fellow was a really tough guy. He was around 6 feet tall and weighing like 250 pounds. He had an impressive muscular body all tattooed on and a very cocky attitude. Whew. Everyone in the court was afraid of him because of his badass look. But I was able to see past that, and under the layers he happened to be a very cool, relaxed and easygoing person. But he definitely was some kind of macho guy, and he was always bullying people around just for fun. But none wanted to have any sort of trouble with him. I lost track of this guy because I stopped going to basketball court, but one day, out of the blue, I dreamed about him. I dreamed I was in the street and a couple of guys were following me. Then they stopped me and asked me for money. I didn't have any, so they tried to mug me and steal my shoes. Your shoes? And cell phone. What kind of shoes did you have on, Julio? Really expensive ones.
Yeah, there were some really nice sneakers like Jordan,
okay.
Air Jordan or something like that.
Alright. But Skull appeared out of nowhere and he stood up for me in the middle of the situation. He's always a run and he would handle the situation. In my dream, I ran, but I was frozen when I heard a gunshot. I couldn't see it, but I knew that Skull was dead. When I dreamed this, I went to Skull's house and asked for him just to be told that Skull was shot and killed during a street fight a couple of days before. Is this true, Julio?
Completely true, teacher. Really true.
Whoa, that's amazing.
It
Gosh,
gave me the
and kinda
heebie-jeebies.
weird. Also, can you type that into the chat box so that other people can learn that phrase? That's great. I'm going to correct this. It's really good, easy to read, and totally weird and interesting. But a couple of corrections. I've read about people that can dream things that happen in the future, but I've always thought this was some sort of influenced thinking or just a mere coincidence. Really good. Then I started to recapitulate some dreams that I've had in the past and link them. Because you're still using the started to, so you still need to use the infinitive. I started to recapitulate and I started to link them, right?
Mm-hmm.
With current events and situations, and I was really amazed by a couple of dreams I had. I'm just going to get some spaces so I can see where I'm going. The first one that caught my attention, Julio.
Caught, yeah.
Yeah.
Caught
It was a dream I had about a friend I made in the basketball. Now this, I believe you either mean this word here. This is core. So you mean like the basketball team, right? Or the group, or the company, organization?
I was talking about the place where we go to play basketball.
Ah, court.
Court. Oh, I knew it. Something like that.
Well done. Okay, so basketball's one word. His name was Francisco, but everyone knew him as Skull. This fellow was a really tough guy. 6 feet tall and weighing. Not weighting, but weighing. Very close.
Mm-hmm.
250 pounds. He had an impressive muscular body, all tattooed. You don't need this one here, just all tattooed is fine. And a very cocky attitude. You could, probably a bit better would be to say tattooed all over. Instead of all tattooed. Maybe? Just a tiny bit better. Everyone in the court, everyone on the court. For some reason we use the preposition on, okay? Was afraid of him because of his badass look. And I was able to see past that. And under the layers, he happened to be a very cool, relaxed and easygoing person, but he definitely was some kind of macho guy. He was always bullying people around just for fun. But none, I would say here, no one. You might have just missed out that here. No one's better. No one wanted to have any sort of trouble with him. I lost track of this guy because I stopped going to the basketball court. Whoopsie. Did I just delete something? No. I dreamed I was in the streets. Let's just see what I just did there. Sorry. Did delete something. There we go. But one day out of the blue, I dreamed about him. I dreamed I was in the street and a couple of guys were following me. Let's put a full stop there. Then they stopped me and asked me for money. I didn't have any, so they tried to mug me and steal my shoes and cell phone. But Skull appeared out of nowhere and he stood up for me in the middle of the situation. He told me to run and that he would handle, I would say it, because you've already just said situation. And you can easily say, I'll handle it. It's a type of phrase that's sort of natural to say.
Mm-hmm.
In my dream, I ran, but I was frozen. I always have dreams like that, Julio. It was horrible. When I had a gunshot, I couldn't see it, but I knew that Skull was dead. When I dreamed this, I went. I think you mean?
Ah, yeah, went.
Yeah.
Sometimes,
I went to
sometimes
Skull's
that happens to me when I write. Like, I just write words that sound similar, but the spelling is different.
Yeah, it's
Need to
quite
write more.
common. Yeah, it's probably helped just by checking it through, but we don't have a lot of time to do checking. Try to save 30 seconds. Ask for him just to be told, let's put a comma, that Skull was shot and killed during a street fight a couple of days before. Wow, really great writing, Julio. Well done. The only thing that really I've changed are just things to make them sound a little bit more natural, or as you just said, spelling. So that was brilliant and totally interesting. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, teacher, for the feedback.
All right, Johnny, your turn. Let me get it from here. I'm gonna
Yeah,
put you
it
down
begins
here.
with yesterday. Yeah. Just to make sure.
Yesterday, all my problems seem
I
to...
love that song.
Okay, me too. Right, let's go up to size 12. All right, so Johnny, I'm gonna read this through. Yesterday, I had a pretty bad nightmare. Is this true?
Oh yes, just happened yesterday.
All right, the one you mentioned at the beginning of class. In fact,
Mhm.
it doesn't need a capital unless it's at the beginning, okay, of a sentence. It has been a while, two separate words here, since the last time I got one though. But it was really scary and it made me think about it. Or I thought about it all day long. Either of those. Well, I was dreaming that I was in the cemetery with an E, visiting someone that I didn't know was dead. Ooh. As I was walking through that place, I would say through it, I noticed there was a baby crying really loud. Lee. Don't forget, because it's an adverb, we need the Lee. In speaking, it's quite common not to use the Lee, but in writing, you need to be a bit more careful, I suppose. I turned around looking for the baby. We don't need to say that because there's only one baby, really, that we're talking about. But I didn't find it because the cemetery was actually empty. Was it something in my mind? I didn't know, so I kept walking. Oh, this is scary, Johnny. 10 minutes after that, once again, I heard not only one, but lots of babies crying at the same time in the cemetery. Oh my gosh, this is horrible. The noise of the babies was really loud and annoying, or was really loud. Hang on, was it really loud and annoying, or was it really loud and annoying that you couldn't do anything?
Yeah, it's loud and annoying. I have a question actually before you move on. The first paragraph or the first parts of the text,
Yes.
I said I turn around to look for that baby. Because at the first I was talking about one baby, but now I am talking about lots of babies. It doesn't change it at all, even though I am talking about more babies at the same time.
No, because what you have to think about, Johnny, it's like a timeline. Because you've already written the story, you know what's coming up. But for me, or a reader, we're coming along like this, da 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 da. You introduce the baby, and then at that point, there's nothing else there. We only know about one baby, so it sounds better to say the, because we're talking about the baby which we've just introduced. Okay?
Got it.
And later on, because you're talking about a group of babies, we can still say the. Because we're still talking about the babies, the group of babies that you've then just introduced. So you only really use that if you want to really specifically point to one of a different option. And we don't have that problem here, so we don't need it.
Okay.
Cool. The noise of the babies was really loud and annoying, or was really loud, and it was annoying, I would say. Annoying. Oops. It was annoying that I couldn't do anything but run to escape. You don't really need from there, because I think that's quite obvious. Because again, there weren't people with babies in that. This is such a weird nightmare, Johnny. There weren't people with babies in that area, I think you mean, or place. The word local in English, it means something nearby. Like my local school is your nearest school, okay? So it's really different from the Spanish in that way. With my hands up in my ears, with my hands against your ears, like you put your hands on top of your ears, right, to block out the sound. Just trying to stop that horrible noise. I was just trying to stop that horrible noise. I'm running really fast. I finally managed. This is just what I said to Heidi, I think. I finally managed to leave the cemetery. And then I woke up from my nightmare. Thank goodness. During the morning, I got news from the neighbours that really freaked me out. They were telling me that our pregnant neighbour named Alicia just lost her baby. Are you kidding me, Johnny? Is this true?
Yeah, that's true.
After being in the hospital for 1 week. Such a coincidence, right? How weird. This is as weird as Julio's.
Yeah, actually, I don't know that well that person, but I had that nightmare, and in the afternoon, the people were just make comments and etc. So I want to know what was going on, and they told me that that person just lost her baby, because she got sick and she went to in a hospital for 1 week,
Oh my
and he just
goodness.
lost it. And then I thought in my nightmare, and I was like, oh, such a coincidence, because
It
I
is.
actually, yeah, I don't know. I actually don't believe in premonitions, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how is it called, but actually I don't believe in those stuff. But
Yeah.
if it was someone else, I think that they could be really scared right now. So, but I am really, really, okay with this. I think it was just a coincidence, though.
Just a coincidence. Kind of weird though, hey?
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks for sharing, Johnny. That was great writing. So, overall, your errors were really small. Just a couple of little minor grammar things. And the thing with the and that. So that might be something you want to have a look over and review. But overall, an interesting and not too scary, thank goodness, story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, Raphael. Okay, it looks like we have like a kind of a poem. You're so artistic, Raphael. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and read this and we'll find out what it is. I woke up, looked around, and I didn't see anybody. Just the wind coming towards me. Don't need to. Firstly, I didn't realize where I was. It was a plain field. Do you mean a plain field or a playing field? Just a plain.
Just a play field, yes.
Okay. The grass seemed to have just been mowed. It was sunny. It was a sunny, warm, and wonderful day, inspiring peace, tranquility, and bliss. Wow. But I wasn't happy. I was alone. And this probably wouldn't change. But suddenly, when I least expected it, she appeared. Firstly, I didn't recognize her. When she came closer, I saw her face. Her blue eyes reflected the sky. It seemed that the wind played with her straight hair. I was astonished with that vision, my first love in my dream. She came in my direction and didn't say a word. Indeed, it wasn't necessary. We stared towards the sky. We opened our arms and suddenly we started to fly. And everything was so normal, so simple. There weren't any problems, concerns, or worries. We flew for hours, but in fact time wasn't a variable. We talked about almost everything along our journey, our dreams, hopes, and desires. But unfortunately, at the same way it started, it ended. Don't need at. Suddenly, she was gone, I think, probably. I was alone again, and I slept. Wow, that's beautiful, Raphael. Very poetic and beautifully written. Hardly any mistakes. Well done.
Thanks.
Well, did you just make that up, or was it inspired by something?
No, it was really a dream I had when I was a child. Of course, actually some poetic phrases, but I think almost everything was true. I really had this dream.
Wow. Amazing. Well, thanks, guys. Everybody, you've done so well today. Great writing. So I'll let you go. Sorry I've run over a tiny bit, but you all wrote so much. It was wonderful. So have a great evening, all of you, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you, teacher.
Bye, teacher. Thank you.
All right.
It was
Take
fun.
care.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.